Manchester United 1, Arsenal 3. Let's go. Salam sejahtera. Welcome to JomUnited. We are a Malaysian Manchester United fan channel. Yes, dengan bangga ni Buatan Malaysia. I still remember the lines ni.
Not bad lah.
but tonight, guys. Okay, this one right. It's a not a warning. What is the thing? It's an advice, warning or something like that. Okay, we keep it. I know there's a lot of tense feeling. There's a lot of things needed to be said by everybody lah. Okay, by everybody. And I don't want today any personal attacks. I don't want any like IMDb ratings or anything like that. Okay, we talk facts. End of the day, please recognize, right? Whoever is on your left, on your right, up and down are your brothers. So don't hantam kau until you want to kill off the bugger. All right, come on, don't do that, guys. All right. So how is everybody feeling today? Okay, we're gonna ask the first guy. The first guy that went to Bangsa and ditched us and didn't watch along.
You're not feeling too good. Today was a horrendous day to start with. A lot of Panthers coming around. Yeah, it's not the Monday that I want to wake up to actually.
Okay, and then one more thing. I gotta give you all a warning, okay, because it's been quite a while since we did this live. The panelists that we have now, Doc De Gea, is no longer the same Doc De Gea. Okay, the positive Doc De Gea.
100% agree.
Okay, the slow talking, the calm Doc De Gea that you all once knew is out the window already, right? So this is Dr. Jekyll now. Dr. Jekyll. So how
Mr. Hyde lah, dey.
Hyde lah, Mr. Hyde. Sorry, Mr. Hyde. How are you feeling, Mr. Hyde?
Oh, terrible lah. I think the performance is not up to United standards, and out of 4 games, we've lost 2 already. We are already falling behind early in the season. Not a good sign.
Okay, Danny, a few words before we get into the topics.
It was a terrible day, like. That's about it.
Bagus.
Cantik.
Oh yeah, just one thing lah. Okay, for those who actually joined us for the watch along yesterday, we actually did a watch along now, right? The guys that all turned up, the lads that turned up, regardless. I mean, even those that was with us in spirit lah. Of course, the guy that went to Bangsa wanted to be with us lah. Okay, with special permission, he was allowed to go to Bangsa lah. But then for those who joined us, it was a fantastic event, right? So maybe Smurf, a few words for our brothers who joined us yesterday.
Stay strong, guys. Stay strong. It's not easy. Memang tak senang. It's not easy. Evidently, we could have seen what was. Evidently, this result was pretty much predicted. If you ask me, from the first day against Wolves, the first BPL game, and I don't see much improvement up to yet. Already 4 games into the season, but whatever the case is, you guys came out. You guys made our watch along happen. You guys was with JomUnited. You guys was with Manchester United. Congrats to yourself and thank you very much. So for the next watch along, just follow us on our Telegram group. Follow us on our YouTube channels, and we do have some other channels as well. If you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, then you can PM Coach Dom or so forth to find out. And when we announce our next watch along, we hope to get a greater and bigger crowd so we can probably enjoy together. But the next one, hopefully, we enjoy lah.
Smurf.
But next watch along, we are dumping Abang Bola and going to Bangsa, right?
Hey, don't lie.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a few moments. Why Bangsa is so special?
Luton Town only we watch along lah.
At Luton Town at home. Luton Town.
Yeah.
A quick one, Smurf. Before we get into a topic, a quick one. The beef satay tune.
I think it's
okay. Okay, Josh. Okay.
Hey,
Let's
who asked a question? Who asked a question and answered the question himself? There.
But I didn't answer the question with a question. That is the thing. You are not supposed to answer a question with a question.
Yeah. But whatever the case is, guys, the guys who came yesterday for the watch along, great hats from you. We even had some people coming from, from a
Seremban.
different state,
Seremban.
from a different state, Seremban. Yes, it sounds different state, but yeah, Seremban dekat also lah, actually. So, guys, if for the next watch along that we will be announcing, we hope to gather you guys more. Yes, and I have to agree with Wakman Tauhid. It's not easy being a United fan these days, but we will still make it happen.
Be strong. What is that? Be strong. Is it? What's your tagline? The one you copy from Wanda Coffee. Be strong. Be strong. So any Wanda Coffee you want to
coffee? Sorry, I don't really drink Wanda coffee. Not my cup of coffee. But nevertheless, stay strong, guys. Stay strong.
Okay, Josh, going into the game, what were your expectations? Okay, for me, myself, and Smurf, I think we were basically hyping everything up. Okay, deep down inside, we knew that probably a win or a huge win wasn't really that achievable. So, Josh, going to the game, your expectations?
I had the expectation that we come out on a draw, basically a score draw. Actually, to have a draw, I think ideally that is a big win for us all of us to go to Emirates and get a draw out of it. And your point, looking at the lineup that we went through at Emirates, I don't think so that we were able to get 3 points. But who knows? But that's why my expectation was a draw would be great. But things went different way lah.
Doc, how about you, Doc? A draw, or do you? The old dog would have said, I will quote you lah. I will quote the old dog lah. We are Manchester United. Hashtag believe, not hashtag Malas Masia lah. Not hashtag Malas Masia. Hashtag believe. Come on lah, guys. We are Manchester. Of course lah, we will win. So what about you, Doc?
Yeah, of course. I still went in with the belief we're going to win. Remember, I told you 2-1. Correct, almost correct scoreline lah, but the wrong team won the game. We always go in with the belief we're going to win the game. But to be honest, if the situation arose, I would have taken an away draw. But as it turned out, wasn't to be lah.
Then you should have said 1-2 lah. 1-2. We played away, right? That's why lah. You jinxed it. You're the jinxer, not me. You're the jinxer, not me. Oh yeah, today he's finally wearing the JomUnited shirt. Yesterday the guy don't want to wear it.
He threw the dishes above.
Yesterday I finally got it lah. Finally, I'm not important enough nowadays. So
dumped it in the car.
Yeah, right.
Into the car. So Danny, how about you, Danny? Your early expectations going to the game. Of course,
I thought we were going to win by a single goal lah.
Oh,
I thought it was going to be close. Probably a win by 1 goal lah. Either way, but I expected to win lah.
Expected to win. Okay, Smurf. Honestly, expected to win, draw, or just
the people close to me who basically know me and ask me for my prediction. Those are close people to me. I was very honest with them. We would not have won the game. Like I said, I was looking at a loss, not even a draw. But nevertheless, in my heart and in my mind, I still wanted United to win. I still predicted a win for United. But yeah, somehow I was right on the loss at the end of the day.
Okay, Josh, some of our families and friends, right, they mentioned that going into this game, right, Erik ten Hag didn't have a plan. The way that the players played out the game yesterday, there was no proper plan. So what's your take on that?
I guess the plan was there, but it wasn't executed. That's all. It's they were trying to do so many things, and then ended up being the long ball, ended up interception, and that's how the first goal came in. So it was quite visible that it was, for me lah, just my thoughts is that the game plan was there, but it wasn't there to be executed. That's about it. That's why I feel that we have to be realistic about it. Arsenal is not another team. They are way beyond us in the squad, in playing at home, in the whole tactical. They are really good at that. But my point is we are holding them up to the 90 minutes until we let go that goal. So that was my point actually. We managed to, no doubt, we weren't the Manchester United that we was. But sometimes scrappy wins, we could have stole 3 points actually also. But we couldn't. We didn't manage to. And that's why I felt very disappointed based on that level.
Okay, there's a question about Højlund here, but we'll save it for later, right? Because we're not going to the Højlund discussion first. Okay, Doc, This is a bit related to what we were talking about before we actually watched the game, and then when we were having our dinner and whatnot So many would think, actually not many one or two would think that if we have our signings, the proper signings earlier, okay, the order of the players coming in, mainly Amrabat coming in. Do you think that with Amrabat in our team yesterday, fit to play for our squad yesterday, we will actually see a difference?
I cannot comment because I've not seen him play for us yet. Right? Same like previously, I never commented on Højlund as well until I saw him play yesterday. But the thing is, I think individually all over the pitch, we were inferior to all the Arsenal players. Midfield was missing. Our defenders were trying to play out the back, but looked very, very messy. They were not going anywhere, no purpose, right? And I'll get into the goalkeeper later. I'll save that for last.
Do it now, just do it now. Just do it now. Just do it now.
Go ahead first. Go ahead first. I want to save a special mention for him for later.
Oh, he's bringing out his 555 book day.
I don't know.
He wrote down every single thing that.
Oh my God.
Every one of us, David De Gea, this is his time to shine after this. His time to shine after this. Okay, so Danny,
I don't think he's going to perform surgery like that today. He had his tools.
So Danny, how about you, Danny? Do you think any form of play, like Doc mentioned that everything was distorted, there was no proper form of play? Personally, I felt that our idea was to actually, hold possession, okay, to play a low block, to prevent, to break down Arsenal's attack, to put them in a position whereby they can't do anything. I think we actually, in that sense, did something, my opinion. So what about you, Danny?
I don't know. The game I watched, Arsenal sat back for most of the first half, didn't do anything. The defense played with themselves. I think Onana had about 2,400 touches at the back. Zero. They passed between each other in their own half. The moment the ball went up to either Anthony, it's gone. I did not see where was Casemiro and Eriksen. I don't know what plan you all said that we had going into the game. There was no plan. We scored on a counter attack. The moment they started attacking, we let go one goal. And just, I don't know what you all are saying, plan everything. Arsenal sat back the whole of the first half. Arsenal didn't bother. All the strikers were there below their line. But we just played in a half constantly. There was no plan. It's either the ball go to Anthony or come back to defense. Onana was the biggest main striker. Main player. So if you're telling me, like, because of the bias, that's why United didn't perform. He had one season with these players now. You're telling me last season they played a different tactic, and then this year we changed tactic during the preseason. It's the same. By now, at least the last year's first 11 should have some sort of knowledge what he wants, right? In my opinion, it's not like he changed his tactics overnight. So how did everybody go missing from the midfield to the strikers?
Dave, you gotta stop pausing because I don't know whether you're done.
This is a problem I had for many years.
Can I come in now? Okay, maybe this one I will ask Smurf. I'll point the question to Smurf. Okay, saying that one season already under Erik Ten Hag, okay, that we should have a certain form of play. But do you think, right, that by changing, right, the first guy, like previously, right, like I was talking to Pijao just now, David De Gea, right, previously his job was to be in the penalty box, to camp, to eat, to cook, or whatever, bathe in the penalty box, right? But now, apparently, we have a modern goalkeeper who has to do more than that to come off the penalty box. So by having the first personnel, the first person to start the attack, to come out of the penalty box or whatever, do you think that will actually distort the way that we actually, we actually play at the back? Distort maybe our defense at the back?
For me, actually, play from back is pretty critical football these days. It's modern football. I mean, a lot of people, they like to play. A lot of teams, they are basically encouraged to play from the back. Why? Because possessional football, and of course, they do very quick transitions when they lose the ball. I mean, some coaches, they come up with probably in the next 5 seconds to 10 seconds losing the ball, you have to get the ball back. Okay, that's quick transition. So for me, for United yesterday, I did not see any gameplay. I didn't see any gameplay. And for me, the priority of a goalkeeper, the most important thing of a goalkeeper is to keep the goalpost safe, to keep goals away, which for me, Onana failed to do it. And of course, on top of that, we spent 45 million on him, and we let De Gea leave the club on a free. I mean, it can be the board's problem. It could be the manager's issue. It doesn't really matter, because sometimes when we say it's the board that is wrong, people say, no, it's the manager. But sometimes when we hit on the manager, they say, no, it's nothing to do with the manager. He's an innocent angel. It's basically the board who's making the decision for the club. So for me, basically, the priority of a goalkeeper is to keep the goalpost safe, which Onana failed to do. And we spent 45 million for him, and sacrifice purchasing Amrabat earlier, or sacrifice even purchasing Kim, who left for Bayern Munich. And basically, this was utter rubbish, because witness yesterday, we had centre backs getting injured, and who we had to bring in? Probably world record slowest defenders, Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans, in 2023. Now for Manchester United, that was our backup players. So for me, I mean, I'm not against Onana, but I think the decision to bring in Onana and letting De Gea leave on a free, so early in the transfer market, was freaking foolish by whoever the decision maker was. It could have been the manager himself. It could have been the board themselves.
Okay, this comment, Onana, his performance helped United in controlling possession and ensuring Arsenal's conservative press. With De Gea, United cannot do that. And then another one by Martin. Martin, this guy is a pro. No, not pro. It's anti David De Gea, right? Last season at this same exact fixture, De Gea conceded 3 times as well. Okay, so maybe Josh, your take on this one. I know. Maybe a quick one, because the other guy is anxious already. He want to come in already. The other guy.
No, I hear what Smo says. All right, I hear this whole thing, and I can debate now and say, if we had De Gea, right, we could have played a lower line, and Arsenal would camp in our side, and we could have lost more. I could have debated that, but nobody would know, right? Of course, it didn't happen that way. I would argue to that, because that's the reality of what happened last season, that we camped on so much in our side. We never had possession in the opposition box. Whereas yesterday, we did have few times, but we lose the ball. That's the problem. There were transition happen, but we had less transition that was supposed to be up to our expectation. So I can debate that. If we had De Gea, we could have played a lower line. Arsenal would have camped us. Yesterday, we had an improvement of keeping Martinelli and Saka keep quiet. We could have been even worse. I could have debated that, but we cannot know the outcome, because we do not know what would happen. But now the reality is Onana is back there. And I'm still sticking to my point that we only lost after 90 minutes when we had the 2 centre backs in. No doubt, we wasn't in our top 11. We had the lowest thing, but we only lost the 2 goals. I don't want to count the third goal. The third goal was because we are all out. All right. The second goal came in because of what? What reason? We haven't. Okay, I put maybe a slight blame on Onana, because that could have been saved. But look at it. We had 3 defenders to jump and throw themselves to the ball. They didn't do that. You have to throw yourself on the line for that. What happened? Maguire carrying up his hand and asking for what? Foul? Offside? I also don't know what he's trying to do. So that's the point I want to get across. So I wouldn't say that it's an improvement in terms of the whole gameplay, but I think we could have stole 3 points if it wasn't for the VAR count.
Okay, Doc, your turn. Quick. Jump in.
So basically, I want to just touch on the comment by Flea90 lah. Okay, basically, Arteta outclassed ETH tactically. Last year, he pressed because we had a keeper who couldn't play out the back. This year, he sat back because once he sat back, he negated Onana as the extra player already, because our rest of our defense cannot play out the back. And you saw that. They were stuck. They couldn't play out the back. Everything was either going to Anthony on one side, or they were losing the ball. That's it, right? And I said this for years. Just adding a keeper who can play out the back doesn't mean your defenders can. And yesterday showed it.
You want to add anything else? I'm surprised. I thought there's more coming.
I'm keeping Onana for the last part lah. Come on.
Onana, quick. Onana,
Okay,
Onana,
even though they say you're holding possession, they're passing around in their own area with no transition. There was no moving forward.
They were baiting Arsenal players to press lah.
Arsenal players were smarter than that lah. But they actually, once they press, we either lost the ball or kicked it out or long ball. That's it. That is not playing out the back, passing around there when there's no threat is not playing out the back. And I think
about
Josh
playing
said
out the back
we got the
yesterday, Doc.
touches in the box. I think in the first half we had only one touch inside Arsenal's box. So we never got that far.
Who was the one who actually did a shot on target, apart from Marcus Rashford's goal?
You mean after 60 minutes and
57 minutes. 57 minutes to be precise.
one shot on
For
target?
those who
And
do not know,
and-
for those who didn't watch the game, Anthony Martial. Okay, that one probably we don't talk about that now. Too much time. So okay, moving forward. Okay, let's talk a bit about our fullbacks now. Okay, I think one of the aspects that I'm actually quite impressed yesterday was both Diego Dalot and also Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I couldn't understand why Arsenal was a majority of their attacks was coming from our right hand side lah. Facing Aaron Wan-Bissaka, maybe Danny. A few words for our fullbacks.
Bro, AWB, as you know, I'm a super big fan of him. How he was left out of the squad. He put his head down, he trained during World Cup, he came back. Most of our attacks go through AWB. I don't know if that's why Anthony was getting half the balls. But Dalo, okay lah, he did better than his previous game. They maintained a well-disciplined gameplay. I don't have much complaints about the fullbacks. But again, after the ball reaches the fullback, it goes to the midfield, finish. It's either a long ball or we lose the ball. And we are back in our half again. We were playing like, who's these two chaps? Iniesta and Xavi in our own penalty box. They are passing to each other. There was zero progression, bro. The first half was bad. One counter attack we scored. Other than that, there was nothing. No highlights of us. Highlights against us got like, but other than that, this is why I feel we have a problem. Like maybe Doc said, our defenders can't play or our midfielders can't play.
You're reading from a teleprompter, is it? Serious? That's why you
Because all
Danny,
our group chats, we're talking about this for the last 1 week, bro.
Did you write a script?
Hey, you think I work in Astro?
You're reading from a teleprompter. Like the teleprompter are running on a bit of a lower memory. That's why they're slow.
But I have no complaints with our right back and left back yesterday.
But just to add on to what Danny said, I think in the first half, Dalot was not great. When he was put as an inverted. left back, right? He was poor. And there are times where Martinez looked to pass to him, but Dalot was way up forward and left the left side exposed. When they went to a flat back four in the second half, he played much better.
Yeah, I think moving on to the midfield, Smith. Okay, this one probably got a lot to say. Okay, of all our midfield, I think for me personally, I think Eriksen did quite a good job yesterday. All right, I mean, considering he actually played the full 90, he played the full game, right? Osterman actually played the full game. So what do you think about our midfield yesterday?
When you talk about midfield, I think you're talking about the three that consists of Bruno, Casemiro, and Eriksen. Were they playing? My question is, were they there? Were they playing? Basically, United, the defenders was trying to play from the back. Yes, I can say trying. We could see evidence of it yesterday. But, the ball goes up and, goes out still in our half, and they do not know what to do. They do not know where the midfield is. They do not pass to the midfield or get a 1-2 ball, or basically the flankers do not make a run or so forth. So for me, the midfield was weak yesterday. I'm a huge fan of Eriksen, to be pretty honest, but I think the three is just not working. United midfield is just not working. There is no creativity. They can't bring the ball up or basically support the forwards. That is why when Arsenal was sitting so back in the first half, like you guys mentioned earlier, that is what I saw in Hatija Maju anyway. When United was sitting so back, our midfield basically couldn't even penetrate through. There's only two reasons. Either our midfield was off, or basically our defenders and Onana was just living it, playing with each other at the back and gaining possession. So for me, I think the midfield was just, there's no gel or chemistry in this midfield, and ETH has to do something quick about it.
Okay, so
it's like trying to play possession football with players who treat the ball as a hot potato. Nobody wants to hold the ball. No, everybody is scared to lose the
midfield is
ball.
too open, as simple as that. The midfield is too open. I
Yeah,
think if you're
pretty much too open, and they do not make runs into open spaces or create a passing line for the right back or the left back or basically for the centre backs to pass it to them. And once they get the ball, they do not know what to do with the ball. They either lose the ball or pass it to the opponent.
So I mean, with the players all coming, I mean, with the new players, obviously the new players coming, is there anything right that you think would actually make a change in our midfield now? Because I think Mason Mount is definitely not the solution for our midfield. Smurf.
I think we like what Doc said earlier. I've got to agree with Doc. We got to wait and see how Amrabat actually gets into this team and what he will be able to offer this team. So for me, it's going to be between Amrabat and Mino. I mean, I'm looking forward to see Mino come into the squad after the injury and so forth. But I mean, until that happens, and of course, with the manager behind them, who's training them, who's supposedly coaching them, if he is coaching them well, we will see results. But I mean, if he's after one season and we still see the same sort of gameplay, I mean, I do not know what gameplay we are playing, in a matter of fact, then we are pretty much for doom.
Okay, Josh, how about you, Josh? Okay, knowing, I think that you're a big friend of Amrabat lah. Okay, pretty much your Facebook profile also, you already changed to Amrabat's photo already. So, knowing, I mean, of course, we haven't seen him performing in the Manchester United team, wearing a Manchester United kit and whatnot. So, haven't seen him playing in the World Cup. Maybe a few clips of him playing with Fiorentina. What do you think he will offer to our midfield? And also on top of that, Kobbie Mainoo. I mean, once he comes back from injury, I think within 1.5 months, 1 month or so, what would they contribute to our midfield?
Gosh, you have no idea how much I need Amrabat to be featured in this United squad, because I tell you why. This guy has the legs to do it, all right? When he played Morocco versus France, right, he demolished all the top midfielders of France, all right? And he will be the most critical guy in the United squad because he will help Casemiro. As much as we love Casemiro, he cannot do this for 90 minutes. He needs to be having a partner to rely on to help him out. And Amrabat will be that person. And I'm very, very determined and sure that he will be the right person. And of course, not only Amrabat, that he can play the transitional, he can help the defense as well, and like the third centre back. So he will be the most critical. Yesterday, and I agree with everyone, we lost the midfield even before the game started. Eriksen and Casemiro, the most senior people, where we played against Odegaard, Declan Rice, even Kai Havertz throwing that picture, even though he was our player. Like,
man of the match.
We lost the midfield even before the game started because we had that. But then all I say is that I just hope that everything goes well against Brighton when we start Amrabat. He'll be very critical alongside Casemiro and then Bruno up front, right above the three of them.
Josh bigging up Amrabat like how he big up Maguire last time.
Hey, no, I never did that against Maguire. Okay, I never did that. Okay, come on.
Hey, you actually big up Sancho last time. I cannot remember.
Sancho, yes. I will agree.
Yes. No
But
wonder
not Maguire,
you
come
were
on.
telling me that
Come on,
you
not
shouldn't
Maguire.
have Josh on the team. Now I realize that. Okay, one question here. Okay, by our admin, do you see Mount having a place in the starting 11, Doc?
Actually, at the moment, I don't even know who are the best midfielders, because since the first game against Wolves, they have been all poor. They've had instances where they played decently well for short spells, but they've been open since the first game. Remember Wolves? They kept on running through, I think about 5-6 times through our midfield. And
Yes.
that has to
New
improve.
formation 3-1-6 apparently. 3-1-6.
We don't have a midfield, guys. We do not have a midfield.
And
I mean,
that's
it's
what
not there.
That's what we've been talking from the first game until now. And we said against good teams we'll be punished. True enough, we got punished against Spurs, we got punished against Arsenal. And you're asking me whether Amrabat will change everything. Well, one player cannot change the whole midfield. He will need support. I tell you, the problem with our midfield is they're too far apart. They're all playing too far apart. Even the forwards are even further in front. Everybody wants to push up. They're not coming close and getting the ball and playing in the little triangles which we talk about when we talk about possession football.
Is that because of Eric Ten Hag's he's trying to experiment with that? Apparently the 3-1-6. A lot of people sharing the 3-1-6 kind of formation. The players are confused. Maybe Casemiro don't have the legs for doing it, and having maybe a younger personnel, a younger player in the team can actually see us playing that style, that particular tactic.
Again, if you wanted to experiment, right, this is not the time for it. You should have experimented during pre-season. And this is your second season, by the way. We should build on what we have last year, not start from scratch and go through this same phase again. So next year, we will try again. It cannot be that way every year. We are sacrificing season after season.
I think if we change the goalkeeper again, we change the goalkeeper again next season, we gotta start all over again. Or maybe we can just put Bayindi as the goalkeeper, seriously. even I think this Onana.
Alte. Let's go for Alte.
Yeah, because he's going to AFCON, he'll be away for 5 weeks and whatnot. All right, crazy frenzy mentioned Mount is good, but trust me, he needs time. People are creating the bloody 007. What the hell? He needs time, and I have trust on him, and he will be a good player under Eric Ten Hag. I kind of agree. But again, buying Mason Mount, right? Having him play a different position, he's I think for me pretty much a number 10 inverted left winger, and then having him play the box to box, whatever thing that Eric Ten Hag is trying to have him do, I think it's a mistake lah. That's why I thought that he shouldn't be the first personnel to actually come in. Amrabat should come in earlier lah. Right. So
if you have a set gameplay, right, and then you buy the players that you want to fit into your gameplay. Now we don't even have a gameplay. We made a lot of noise in Ole's time. Oh no gameplay. It's the same thing now. I don't see a clear game plan, and we are all trying to fit, square pegs into round holes. You play here, you play inverted. The guys don't even know what to do half the time. They look lost.
Maybe last season, whatever that he had and whatever he added on a bit there, here and there, he's trying to make use of whatever he had. Then maybe this season he's trying to do something different, more to akin maybe AX or whatever or Bayern or what Utrecht or whatever it is.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing it on the pitch. And I'm not seeing the results.
I got a question for Joshua. Since you're ETH number one fan.
Start already. Okay, start.
No. It's very simple.
We gave it. At least he lasted 32 minutes, Dom.
No.
Do you see the pros of ETH day?
Sorry, Danny. Both of y'all just know that both of y'all were from the same school. You all burned down the venture.
Cut this out.
Okay. What do you think is ETH end game by buying all his ex-players or players that are connected to him from before? Like, what is the... Do you think we should go for new players, or why does he keep buying all his old players? Because, okay, let's see, like when Pep moves clubs, I think he very seldom takes players from his old clubs. I think probably Thiago was his one exception. Klopp trained his new team. He didn't buy anybody from the ex, saying that I needed somebody who knows my gameplay. They coach the current team that they have. What do you think is the problem with ETH that he only wants his ex-players?
I think it's just for the fact that which is the higher risk or which is the lower risk. So if it will be higher risk for him to spend 100 million, like for example, Osimhen, all right? If Osimhen played yesterday, we wouldn't have scored also because our midfield also hancho, right? So I think what ETH was trying to do is that he wants the players that has the discipline up to his standards, the fitness up to his standards, the gameplay that they understand better, whereby it could be risky. Not 100% all players will have that, right? But maybe 70-80% will understand, rather than getting someone new trying to understand the whole system when he don't have a foundation. So if you're comparing with Pep already had a world-class team. He buy players which had the quality to embed, like Erling Haaland, never played with him, but he just needed that because he had the four midfielders, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva, all these guys, to just supply the balls in for him. So you don't need to be the person that I know of to play that.
No, we are comparing them to the first season that they go into new clubs. So we have spent 2 windows, I think, or 2 seasons, getting players, getting subpar players. I mean, not subpar, let's say, not the cream of the crop players, but it's all his ex-players that he did. He's not, we are selling all our youth, okay, maybe not good enough, but there is no, what do you call it? There is no attempt at new players.
Yeah, so I to be very honest, I think he might try to get his new players as well. Like Harry Kane was one of his options, but we couldn't get him. And most of the players that maybe he wouldn't want a subpar player. He wants world-class
So
players.
you think ETH wanted to spend his entire 100 million on Harry Kane, one single player this season?
Why not?
That is Eric Ten Hag's first choice. That means Onana all don't come in. Maybe Onana and Harry Kane. And our midfield magically would have played yesterday with Harry Kane.
Like I said, we don't even have the midfield to play. So even we buy Harry Kane or
No, you keep saying about his first choice is Kane. And this is not his first choice. The board is not giving. But if we got Harry Kane, we wouldn't have any other players.
If we had Harry Kane at the beginning, even before preseason, I think we will do well. That's
Yes,
what
yesterday, David, you thought Harry Kane would have won us the game.
So this you're saying, there's no restriction that if Ten Hag wants his players, the top three, we got Kim Min-jae, Harry Kane, Rabiot at the beginning before preseason starts. Today will be a different topic altogether. That's what I'm trying to say. Because that would be a build up from the last season. But because he had all the
so now we have gone down from one from last season. Is that right to say?
No, we had.
You said it's a build up from last season.
Yes, if he had all the first choice, it would have been the build-up from last season. But now with alternative choices, he had to do more work in terms of getting the whole chemistry together. And we didn't have all our players.
But it's all his ex-players, were. The chemistry should already be there, right? He shouldn't be worried.
But then it's the whole team. We need to blend in with the United team as well. It's not the whole team. Okay, tell me how many ex-players played yesterday?
Exactly. So the first season players should already know what to do, right?
Correct, but yesterday most of them was unfit.
Okay,
Maybe
okay,
start coaching his players.
Wait, I think you're both of you're set a parking lot parking place. After this, you'll go and find it out. And then one thing I'm afraid of I'm really scared right now okay, because the next topic obviously you're going to talk about Anthony Martial, right? Anthony Martial, because you're going to talk about forwards, okay? And obviously the forwards that played the longest yesterday was actually Anthony Martial, okay? And I can see.
Wait, you want the session to be short means you just put the title. Let's talk about Anthony Martial's highlights. 30 seconds.
Oh, sweet. Bye.
We got nothing to talk about.
Weighted pass. That's all. Perfect weighted pass. Three words.
What do you mean? Hoyland did more than Martial did in the last 2 games in 2 minutes, Lavi.
Maguire did more than Martial. Why are you going so far?
Maybe y'all can. I'll just mute myself. I will just turn off the camera. Y'all go and bang for like 5 minutes. I'll let y'all bang myself for 5 minutes. Okay. So moving forward. Let's talk about our forwards a bit. Okay. Together because we got not much time. Okay. Anthony Martial, not too much. Guys, come on. Anthony Martial, Rashford, and also Anthony Santos. We start with Doc. I saw you writing a lot of stuff.
Oh, I think Anthony Santos actually had a decent game, yesterday. No, not really. A lot of end product. Please, he was the only midfielder who you could see throughout the game. At least he was getting the ball, he was trying anything. I didn't see Mr. Bruno Fernandes, our captain. I didn't see Casemiro. I didn't see who was on the left again, Rashford. That one goal he scored. Apart from that, hardly saw him also. Everything was going to Anthony. He was the only one trying to create something. Okay. Anthony Martial, let's not talk about because wasting time. He didn't do anything at all, really, to be honest.
They one shot on target. I mean, given right? Like you all say, oh, there was no midfield, there was no supply. Hey, this is checkmate. I was waiting for you to say. There was no gameplay. The midfield was empty. There was nothing going on. And who was the one who did that one shot on target?
This is what I call clutching at straws. Like how Josh is clutching at straws and saying we had a wonderful game yesterday.
We were playing yesterday. That was how we were playing yesterday. Come on, guys, in the comment. Come on,
come on. Look at Hoyland. Once he came in, right, he actually made a difference. Even with the long balls that bypassed the midfield, he actually tried. He was actually fight. Gabriel had a hard time once he came on. Okay, even the hold-up play was better. And then we saw actually players starting to push forward because there was some hold-up play apart from what Martial did. Nothing.
So there was this comment. Okay, I cannot find that comment. But the comment is, I think, if Rasmus Højlund was to start from the beginning, from the first minute, would he have made a difference to the result of the game, Danny? I cannot find that comment.
He was one of the
Oh.
early comments. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. I cannot say for sure, but he was very vibrant. He pushed their defenders. He bullied them. He came back. He held the ball. A lot of proper weighted pass he gave. So I don't know. It might be different.
Only the back flick. Only one only day. Okay.
No, but you see, when he came in, he gave so much energy to the front. Like the whole team. I know because Maguire came in, everybody was like super alert.
Maybe it's because Arsenal players were already tired. Think about that.
Doing what? Sitting back? They didn't play the whole game. What do you mean you're tired?
Playing on the front foot day. Second half, they were pretty much occupying our half day. They were recycling. We were just absorbing pressure. The initial part of the second half, right up until Harry Maguire.
So you're trying to say Martial tired out the Arsenal defense?
I mean, yesterday, right? Okay, one thing I gotta defend Martial a bit. Okay, Martial, right? I think he wasn't actually playing the number 9 role. Yes, I know he's supposed to be a striker, but then, right, knowing Eric Ten Hag, knowing how strict and rigid he is, if the players doesn't follow his instruction, the players don't perform during training, he won't be selected like Sancho, right? Obviously.
So you are telling me that Maguire is actually performing in training?
I'm not talking
so
about
this is basically biasness. You talk about not performing in training. Sancho does not perform in training this week. He's off the team. So you're telling me Maguire is performing week in, week out because he's always either on the bench or he's playing the game. Is this fair to other players in Manchester United?
If Maguire is not on the bench, if Maguire is not on the bench yesterday, who will take his place? We will have another goalkeeper.
No. That's besides the point. The point is, so basically you are telling me that Maguire, okay, we did have other substitutes previously, left back. Now, at this moment, Sancho does not train well in training. He's off the team. He's not in the squad. So Maguire is training well in training, week in, week out, for his name to be listed in the squad list every single game, almost every single game.
Maybe, right?
Do you think this is fair?
This one I have to give it to ETH lah. If he doesn't think that player is performing up to standards, I think he has every right to drop. We don't know what was the not performing up. Maguire may be very professional, not about performance. He comes for his training, he listens to instructions, he does what they are telling him to do. But Sancho,
another thing, the depth
may be a different problem.
We talk about the depth. Okay, Sancho operating on the right. How many we have? How many right wingers? We got Pelistri, we got Anthony, and we got Sancho. Okay, our centre backs now. We got Rafael Varane injured. How many other options do we have on the bench?
And whose fault is that? Whose fault? Who caused this problem by doing other rubbish in the transfer market that just closed?
No, dude. I'm sorry lah. Okay, sorry lah, bro. I'm talking about Anthony Martial. Why are you dragging into Harry Maguire?
Okay. Let me say one thing about Anthony Martial. Let me say one thing about Anthony Martial. While Dalot was playing
if it's not a good one, don't bother.
While Dalot was playing inverted left back, Martial was playing left outside, dude. Because I didn't see anything.
I forgot what I wanted to say already lah. But pretty much right. I believe lah that whatever that Martial did on the pitch yesterday, I think it was instructions by Eric Ten Hag. That's why he didn't.
To not score.
What was it?
You get the ball, you don't score. You pass it back to Onana.
Please enlighten us with what was the instruction that you think Eric Ten Hag gave to Martial to do.
To tie out,
because we didn't see doing anything.
to relieve the Weghorst role, defensive striker.
Hey, you are running off topic.
He's just trying to get Josh on his side. Threw in some Dutch player.
No. I will never fall for that.
Not really a false time. So, and then I think he was operating more on the left hand side.
He's a false player. That's not.
Another thing. I highly suspect Anthony Martial is carrying an injury. He's carrying an injury. I highly suspect. That's why I think.
Dom. You need to highlight. This is the most insulting comment ever. Crazy frenzy.
Which one?
Please put that up on screen.
Somebody kick this guy out. Bro. I'm not joking.
I don't think there's a comeback for this, bro.
Okay, moving on to Rasmus Højlund. Okay, fantastic young talent. Okay, this one I think I'll pass it to Smurf. Then I wanted to ask you, but then forget about it.
Sorry.
Ask Smurf. Smurf, Rasmus Højlund, young talent, young blood. Okay, I think you were the most vocal about him. You wanted to, I told you so about Rasmus Højlund. Okay, so this is your 1 minute spot. Talk about Rasmus Højlund.
I think it's going to bring a different dimension into the United game at the moment. I mean, we were crying out for a striker who's basically having predator instincts in the box. We were crying out for a striker like Rooney, who gets the ball probably in the third half of the pitch and is able to carry the ball with him aggressively towards the goalkeeper, at least have a shot on target or make something happen up front. This kid is aggressive. He has the height. He has the build. And I believe he has the attitude. And I mean, whether I can use this word on YouTube also, I do not know. But
don't use that. Don't use.
Yeah, I mean, I like his arrogance. I mean, he's a bit arrogant. I think that's suitable. He's a bit arrogant, and I think with all these attributes, this guy would shine in Manchester United. He will shine for us. If there's one player that would score goals for us now, that will be Højlund. I mean, important goals for us. So for me, I have all faith in this kid. But now it just depends on how the manager is going to set a game plan to suit his game, or basically get him to suit the team's game and produce the end product. So this is what I'm waiting to see, and I hope it happens very, very soon.
Agree. I think everyone agree right? Because we got the last topic that we're going to talk about. Okay, Josh, agree? Rasmus Højlund, good, bagus?
Just before we go on about Højlund, I mean, I like what I saw yesterday, but the only thing is I wish he had a senior striker to actually learn from. You know, someone a bit more senior to learn from, because the thing is he's good, he's young, but the problem is sometimes coming as the added pressure on being the United striker, carrying the whole attack whole season. That's the only thing I worry about, because when he starts having barren stretches where he doesn't score for about 4 or 5 games and people start getting on his back, it can be a problem. So sometimes it's good to have another senior striker around.
I think it's like literally Martial scored debut goal against Liverpool. Serious day. Okay, we to let the other people, the other panelists take the hit. I'm just gonna keep quiet now. Okay. The question that you guys have been waiting for, okay? Whose fault our transfer window like this? But these two guys are fighting in a private chat. They serious. Josh and Danny. Josh,
you all left me out of the private chat.
I don't start. Can I not start first? Let Smurf start. Let Smurf start. He owes us all an explanation anyway.
Whose fault is what? I mean, that we had a fantastic transfer this season, is it?
Yes, go.
I mean, it's everybody's fault. It's going to be the board, definitely. I mean, for me, the board, the manager have basically stated what he wanted. But now the question is, on a transfer, manager does not do the transfer negotiations. But what happens is basically the manager demands for a certain player, and the board has to go and basically try to make that happen. I mean, this was what we saw with Sir Alex Ferguson. Those were the days. I mean, player that he wants, he gets. I mean, yeah, he did not get certain players, 1 or 2 players out of it. But at the end of the day, our board has to be much, much stronger and much, much aggressive and much, much quick to go out there and get the players that the manager wants, bring him the players as soon as possible, get the team ready before the preseason ends, and then we go into the season with a bang. So for me, I think everyone has to be blamed there. But for me, the major fault is certainly the board. Murtough, Arnold, these two jokers. I mean, come on. You want to save how much money? How much money do you want to save? If you need to spend that extra 20 mil, spend it. So they did not have the idea of how to go around the FFP as well at the end until towards the end of the transfer window. So for me, it all lies to the board. Major issue is certainly the board.
Okay, moving on to Josh. I'm quite surprised, but then because in our WhatsApp group, it doesn't seem that way. That's why, guys, I think moving forward, for those who don't have the privilege to be in our WhatsApp group, right?
No,
I
you
think
asked me
moving
about the
forward,
transfer. Whose fault is the transfer? The transfer that comes in, the players that come in. It's definitely the board. But if you ask me the gameplay on the pitch, there I will tell you straight away, that's definitely ETH. What is he doing with the players that he has in hand? He had one season previously. He's not the first season manager. He's the second season, and he's starting to use the excuse that basically the second season is always the toughest and blah blah blah. He's starting to sound like Klopp to me. He's starting to be a circus clown, in the sense that Johnny Evans basically should have got a penalty, a fall yesterday, when his player did not defend the goalpost properly. What was Heavy Maguire doing? Creating a straight line in front of Onana. So, at the end of the day, ETH has to improve himself. Stop sounding like a clown on the pitch. Stop giving excuses like Jurgen Klopp.
Agree.
Deviating away from the question, though.
Yeah, that's why I also a bit blurred. Scripted. Sorry, scripted. Have to let up. Okay, so
Sorry, head coach. Kita kalah dengan Arsenal tu. It's hard to take it in. It's really hard to take it in.
okay, Josh, how about you, Josh? Who to blame? About for this transfer window? This fantastic transfer window.
Yeah, surprisingly, I'm agreement with Smurf. It's the board, right? And it's we could have done these deals very much earlier, and to a certain extent, we could have done all the gameplays at the beginning of the season. If we could have had the new ownership, we could have done that. He was willing to spend on everything else, get the transfers in, get preseason ready, get the squad ready on game week 1, right? And we are all up for it, and maybe try to go in for the title. But look what happened. Because we are not in that position right now, and like what Doc said just now, we are testing out. Yes, you're right. We shouldn't be testing out now, but this is the situation that Erik ten Hag has, right? And coming to Smurf, you're right about Erik ten Hag. Now it's not the board's issue already, because now when the season starts, it's the manager's issue. It's the manager's problem. So now Erik ten Hag, what he has to do is fix this problem in these next 2 weeks. We need international break and come back stronger against Brighton. That's the only thing he can do now.
But do you see he will actually fix the problem that the team is facing in 2 weeks? Because he had plenty of time and he basically proved nothing so far to me.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
but ETH has basically proved, he's looking more and more like a fraud to me. We had LVG who sold most of our superstars, those were the days. And now he's selling youths. Zidane Iqbal, a future talent, 850K. It could be him, his request. It could have been in regards to the finance, it could have been the board being so foolish to actually accept it or offering 850K. It doesn't really matter. But now, will ETH produce a better team in the next 2 weeks with his players that he has in Amrabat and so forth? Keeping in mind that some of them will be going out for international football.
Yeah, so to the question, I can't answer based on why he sold the suits. Maybe the preferences, it could be different. We all don't have that visibility. But if you ask me, in the next 2 weeks, can he fix it? Maybe not 100%, but he definitely has to fix it, because if it's not, of course, the blame will come to him. He won't go to the board again. So his job now is became tougher. But as a fan like me, I'm convinced that he will make that fix. But there are fan base that don't think he will do it. And I totally respect your opinions, but that he may not be able to do it. But let's see. After the 2 weeks, and I always tell to this WhatsApp group also, give him 10 games, all right? And then see how it is. Because now you want to say the next thing you know what? League Cup and Champions League, is it? So
yeah. So Champions League against Bayern and League Cup, Crystal Palace.
Yeah. So now the problem is he has to fix the problem, and I personally believe, and it's only talking because I am a Ten Hag fan base, is that he will fix it. He will fix it. His players will come fit. Varane, Martinez coming in, Amrabat coming in, Højlund starting, Reguilon coming in on the left. I think we will do way better than what we see now. I am, for one, I'm being very patient towards the build-up here, because I think we will succeed at the end of the day.
No, because there's one thing that you need to notice is basically, as fans, of course, we want the best for our club. our heart and our minds, we won. I mean, even yesterday, I had a feeling we're going to lose the game, but I came out and said, no, we will win the game. I mean, this is fans. This is diehard fans to me. Okay, but now, do you think that basically EDH is the right person to be in Manchester United to groom these guys? Because for me, he had one season. A lot of people are coming out and telling me, you're not giving the manager enough time. You're not giving the manager sufficient time. But for me, after one season, and now the second season, we are still not even seeing the gameplay or the play that he came in for, pressing football. He wants to press from the top, but I don't see pressing from the top. I see passing at the back like LVG football. He wants to play from the back, but what I see is Onana dropping down and playing from his backside. So I mean, these are things that I'm seeing from players that he wanted from the board, and the board supplied him with these players. So where does the fault of Manchester United failure to produce results on the pitch lies at now, Josh?
Like I said, if this was done before the season started, before preseason, this could be a very different story. And we are only assuming here. But now, this is the case whereby Eric Ten Hag needs to fix it. All right? We have to be patient. We have to be patient on the build-up. A lot of people are only giving you one season and the 4 games and 5 games. I don't believe in that. We need to give. And tell me, Smurf, who is better off now? If let's say you want to kick out Ten Hag, who is better off?
No. You got to understand, it's not okay. People who go against critic Eric Ten Hag's play, Eric Ten Hag's wants, in the sense that he wanted pressing football and is unable to deliver. You have to understand one thing, that these are still fans. We are not, I mean, I speak for some of them. We are not ETH out at the moment. We have not started that hashtag. But basically what we are saying is we are whining and we are complaining about it because we didn't see any improvement by what he said he would bring to Manchester United. And it has passed one season. So what is happening? And what as fans, what shall we do? Give him another season? Give him an additional 10 more games like you wanted, Josh? I mean, we had a chat about it. You said give him 10 games into the season. Okay? It's 4 games now. And I don't see much improvement. I mean, what gives me the confidence that it's another 6 BPL games? Let me be specific. BPL games. Exclude UCL. Exclude League Cup. So what gives me the confidence that in the next 6 BPL game, that Eric Ten Hag's team will start producing for us? I mean, I can wish, I can hope, I can pray. But what I see is, I mean, it's not heading that direction. That's my problem. It's not heading to that direction.
Second season, we should be building on what we did last year. We finished 4th. We won a trophy. We should be building on that. Not going back to square one and waiting for 10 games. By the time 10 games, if we continue to play like this, right, we'll be out of the running for a league title. We might be even far from the 4th place. I really don't believe how you all can absorb ETH from any blame on the transfer window. You are the manager. You decide who you want. You are in constant communication with your board. I don't understand how everybody can just say, oh, it's all the board's fault. No way. First of all, you got to transfer your list of transfer targets, right? You must know what you want first. Your list also, when you look at it, the key was we're shouting out at us was for a striker. Yet we go and sign a midfielder, we sign a goalkeeper. We know there was a fixed transfer budget of about 120 to 150 million. Anything more than that, you're going to have to sell to buy. And yet you bought the wrong choices first. And these are all his choices, huh? Because when the transfer window is going on, what did everybody say? Oh, Mount is his type of player. Likes to press, can press from the top, can do this, can do that. Onana can play out the back. And this is what I heard last season. We need a good goalkeeper like Onana, can just play out the back, and magically everything will happen. Now we don't see it. And then now we're making excuses. Oh, it's the board's fault. We came in late. We got this guy late. We should have done this. We should have done that. But nobody is blaming ETH or at least giving him some part of the blame. I'm not blaming 100%, but he has to take some of the blame, and he has to actually produce on the pitch, which also, I agree with Smurfs, we are not doing. And it's 4 games into the season, playing average teams. Okay, even Spurs had a new manager. They ram shot over us. Arsenal, let's not say okay, they were in the title challenge last year. Wolves, right? Lucky to escape. Nottingham Forest, 2 goals down within 5 minutes. Lucky to come back. It's not the performances And then everybody said, "Oh, don't worry, we got the 3 points. 3 points is important." No, because you with that kind of same performances, you are going to die when you play against better teams. Next game is in Brighton. You don't improve on this, we are going to face another defeat. After Brighton comes Bayern Munich. Good luck, then.
So on top of that, I'd like to add one more thing about Mason Mount. Okay, if you're going to say that, like I said, it's not 100% the board, but ETH do take some blame in the transfer as well. I mentioned that. So for me, the board brought in Mount. Why? Probably because ETH demanded, I wanted Mount. But now that Mount has joined Manchester United, Mount has joined us. I feel that ETH does not know what he wants to do with Mount. He's trying to blend Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard playing in England together. He's trying to blend Bruno and Mount play together, which is not happening. I mean, this is something that the manager would have known, would have studied to see if he brings in a certain X sort of player. Would that player be suitable for the team? What can the player give to the team? But now what I see from ETH is he brought in Mason Mount to the club. And he's trying to figure out, how am I going to play these guys together? So for me, it's not 100% the board. Major fault is certainly the board. But ETH takes quite a cut of blame from it as well.
Okay, so top it off, Danny. Anything left to be, anything unsaid left to be said?
Okay. Just 2-3 minutes, bear with me, lah. I go through all your this one. First of all, okay, Glazers is at fault for United being a part of this FFP ruling in the first place. I think we're bringing about 500-600 million a year season. I don't know how that we are stuck with FFP. Secondly, all of you all believe we are rebuilding the team, right? So we don't, and we got a budget of 150 million. In my opinion, okay, before I can ask you, the window is bad for who? For y'all or for ETH? Who actually said the window is bad?
I say the window is bad.
Yeah, but it's bad to you. Nobody, ETH didn't come out and say my window was bad.
Of course, he wouldn't.
He didn't complain. He got his players. Hey, no. When Ole came out and said he was happy, you all said he didn't have the cojones to go against the boy.
Which manager will say,
Hey, you all spoke for like 45 minutes already. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
He got a budget of 150 million.
But you asked the question.
He got a budget of 150 million. No, he started going to other rubbish today. He got a budget of 150 million. He chose who he needed to get in the 150 million. We are not in a position to make any marquee signings. That's why I say if you buy a Kane, the budget is gone. What is he supposed to rebuild on? So he needs to get his minimum players. So they would have gone. Onana maybe wasn't his plan, but the moment he let De Gea go, he was the number one priority. We needed a goalkeeper. By the time we got Onana and started, he needed Mount as well. That KMJ dude, he was not going to wait like Amrabat. He went off. So we lost one guy. Horchland, I don't know how we couldn't come to a agreement earlier, but somehow we managed to get it. Everything within the budget. You all can say the board is doing this, the board is doing that. Same like how ETH has to rebuild, the board has to rebuild, right? From the damage done by Woodward. We got overinflated egos, overinflated salaries. No other team wants a player. Saudi Arabia, who's spending so much money, still don't want any of our players. So either way, we still need to get the players to build our team, right? So actually, the window is only back to you guys. He needs to build. Klopp didn't spend money on most of his players until he got Van Dijk and Alisson to finish up the team. His last piece of the puzzle. So now that he gets his players, you all need to give him time, nah? Yes, the performance have not been seen, everything. I think why we are very critical of him is because every time Erik ten Hag unbuttons his button, his fans are, oh, but nothing has been produced yet. This is why I think the biggest irritation is of two sides of United. He hasn't done anything. Okay, he got the cup, but the performances are still not there. But they all talk about our performances like as though we did something out of the ordinary. I think this is where the problem is coming. ETH supporters can't accept that he's not actually reached that level yet. So the rest are saying, where is this level of performance we're talking about? But at the end of the day, we still need to give him time. What good can possibly come out of us trying to get ETH out at this point? The next manager will be stuck with Mount, still Maguire, Amrabat and Onana.
And Maguire. And
Onana, if
Marcel.
he just kept quiet, no, if Onana came quietly, started his play, everything, we, the fans, run hyped up again. Every time Onana moves, oh my God, look at him, look at his play, look at his play. It's the same thing. It's kampung skill. Nothing has come out of his play at the moment. So I think we are overdoing our players. They're not up to the standard yet. Right? Okay, that's about it.
Another 40 more minutes lah. Go on.
Yeah, I spoke the shortest compared to everybody.
And with that, very, very good points, then. Yeah, points to ponder on. Okay, and with that, thank you guys for joining our live today. All right, we'll be back. I think one of these days we'll come up with another topic because we probably need to talk about the
Sancho?
Jadon Sancho situation as well. But then I think today is a bit it's really way past our schedule already. So we will come again live maybe in a few days' time to talk about the Jadon Sancho situation and also of course the Anthony situation. Okay, with that, guys.
Which Anthony?
Anthony Santos lah. Marcel, there's nothing left to be said. Like, enough already. Thousands of comments. Like, enough. I had enough of negativity for like one night already. Right. So with that, thank you, panelists. Thank you guys for joining our live. We'll be back quite soon. All right. With that, good night. Thank you. See you guys.